Alrighty, Mormons, I'm back from my run on the Constantine Sabbath day. Again, you gotta watch the other video to know what I'm talking about. There are prerequisites to my videos. It's like a series. All my videos are a series. They're building on each other. So you can't come in, throw your hatred, and think that you've outsmarted me or confounded me and then walk away and leave. And so that's what this video is going to be about today. It's going to be about the hatred of the Mormon Church. I'm going to expose you guys who have been coming to my YouTube channel and spewing hatred. So this is the day of reckoning. You guys thought you could get away with it, but no, I will hold you accountable. Okay, oh, we got one since I've been out running. Let's see if it's a hatred one that I can expose. Nope, it's a friend. Alright. Sing song quotes and sort of saying all about the meth. The meth is all about the meth. I'm really pissed off. YouTube has changed their formatting so that I can no longer click on the comment and go straight to the comment on the channel or the video of the channel. They do it within the notifications thing. That pisses me off, YouTube. Change. Go back. Okay, so instead, oh yeah, I can't. Alright, so you guys are aware of Trump. He lies all the time. And so Democrats are like, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, how do we confront Trump and his lies? Because when we call him on it, he gets mad and throws out more lies and attacks us and abuses us. We don't like that. What do we do? So there's a difference between him and me. See, the news, they're afraid of Trump now because of what he did to the CNN reporter, doing away with his press credentials, denying him access to the White House. And now he's got his own show on CNN. And Major is now the guy that's replaced him at the White House. And Major, in the last press briefing, you could tell he was scared to death of what the president would do to him. And this is horrifying, guys. The press needs to get a backbone, get a spine, stand up to Trump. Call him on it. Mr. President, in the Oval Office, when you were talking to Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, you told Chuck Schumer that you were going to take responsibility for the shutdown. You said it. We've got the video. We played the video. Fox News also has the video. They played the video. Are you trying to tell us that you lied to Chuck Schumer? Or are you lying to us now? That's all you guys have to do. And then Trump will go, no, I didn't really lie. I'm backtracking to readjust my lie. Call them. Bullies are cowards. When they're put into positions of power, when they, gain, if they're taller and bulkier from weights or sports or something, they may use that to enforce their dominance over you, but they're cowards. That's why they bulk up, is because they're afraid and they want to be more competitive in challenging their bullies. So understand that, guys. Stand up to bullies. Now with me, I'm not a bully of the church. The church is a bully to me. That's what I'm doing, is standing up to the church's abuse. And I'm helping you Mormons recognize that abuse on you. But instead, you are working with the church to attack and bully me, who have been victimized by the church and have been bullied by the church. So what does that make you guys? Huh. And so Samuel the Lamanite. You know Samuel the Lamanite from your Book of Mormon, right? Who was Samuel the Lamanite? No, he was not a prophet. No, he wasn't. Read it over again. Jesus comes down in the story to the people in the fiction tale of the American continent. Yes, there's no evidence for it. And that's beside the point, but nevertheless, the story says Jesus came to the American Indians in the land of Bountiful after the world was destroyed, and now the millennial reign of peace begins. It's about the last days now. And so Jesus is talking to Nephi. Nephi, the same name as the original author of the first book in the beginning of the book, which came from the small plates rather than the large plates. Not a coincidence. And so Jesus is talking to Nephi, bring me all the records. Okay, here are the records, my lord. And instantly, no, it's not instantly, he goes through them and says, hey, where's the record of Samuel the Lamanite? I revealed to him a message that he gave to you guys. Where is it? Nephi's going, oops. And so then he writes the words of Samuel the Lamanite. And amazingly, he's able to tell the whole story of Samuel the Lamanite, as if Nephi himself was actually watching and listening to Samuel the Lamanite's words. And he himself didn't write it down. Interesting. They don't talk about it, but interesting. And so then Samuel the Lamanite becomes a prophet, because Jesus said, hey, he was inspired by me to tell you guys things, to warn you of things, the destructions that were coming, the signs in the heavens. Oh, and guess what the Mormons did? I mean, the Nephites did in the city of Salt Lake City. I mean, Zarahemla. It's making the connection here. They threw stones at him. And that's what we're going over today. I am going to identify each and every single Mormon who has been throwing stones at Samuel the Lamanite, yours truly. So here we go. All right. Justin Masterson, he's been fairly nice. He's not really arguing. But it's clear he's a Mormon who is aware of what I'm talking about, but he thinks that he can convert me back into Mormonism. Sorry. I've been telling Justin, no, I'm going to convert you out of Mormonism. So he's not one that's throwing stones. He's thinking that he's throwing softballs, expecting that I'll become Mormon. Okay, however, 2 hours ago, Christy Rath, isn't that interesting last name, even though there's no W, she goes and calls me a libtard, and puts it in quotes, too. It was over my, the temple is altering the family unit, destroying the family unit. Because, yes, the temple changes have null and void the family proclamation of Hinckley. And so she calls me a libtard. Well, apparently she doesn't know me, because, first of all, you know, despite the abusive language that this is, because instead of retard, which is an inappropriate word to call somebody with a mental disability or mental damage, you know, she's referring to me in the derogatory slang term of a left-wing liberal Democrat. And she obviously does not know me, because if she did, she would know she can't use that word on me. It doesn't work on me. And other people who have called me snowflake and all those other abusive terms, you guys don't get it, do you? Mormons, what is the Constitution of the United States? The supreme law of the land. Who inspired the founding fathers to write it, as Joseph Smith had dictated in your Doctrine and Covenants? Oh, yeah, Jesus. It's divinely inspired of God. The United States Constitution is divinely inspired by God. It is the supreme law of the land. We are to be, according to the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, a constitutional republic. Huh? What? We're not supposed to be a democracy? No! We're not supposed to be a socialist republic. Socialist republic? What's that? The USSR, people. What do the last S and the R represent? Socialist Republic. Union of Socialist Soviet Republic. So, yeah, it's the first R, S, but... What? Come on, people. Catch up. What is Socialist Republic? Republic is a second people, a second public. Republic. And so a socialist republic is a group of society representing society. A party. Party government is communism. Socialist republic. Guess what we've had since Thomas Jefferson? A socialist republic. A socialist republican. Whatever. Communism. America has been communist this whole time. We've violated our Constitution. We've never followed it. You know, George Washington, he was personally elected because he was the general in the war. And so he was put in by popular demand. But, you know, come on, guys. We're not even a representative republic. But that's what they're trying to present us as. You voted for us. And that's the debate over the popular vote versus the electoral vote. So, come on, guys. Get your knowledge straight. We're not supposed to have party government. So I am not a libtard or a retard. Republican tard. Reptard. God. So, hatred, hatred, hatred. Stop, people, stop. All right. Okay. Here's an older Mormon, at least if the picture is him. Samuel Richardson. And he's trying to be more calm. And I'm going to try to remember to put the Mitt Romney political cartoon that I got from yesterday as my thumbnail, because it perfectly sums up Mormons especially. So yeah, the older Republican Mormons, the older Nazis, they believe in using polite dialogue, civil dialogue, but in their policies they're atrocious human rights violators. So yeah, this is what Samuel Richardson is from the school of. And so he's trying to say, Travis, God, notice he puts God here. I'm talking about Nelson changing, not God changing, but see how he's trying to trap me here with the change in wording. Travis, God didn't change the church. It's the same church as in the beginning. All changes were updates to policy in order to adjust the changing times and paradigms. See, you new people, you don't know about paradigm shift. That's for us old people to understand. And so I was able to rip him a new one. And so dumb. So, yes, he's trying to claim that the church is run by God. And so I call him on that. No, the changes were made by a man. And I put him in all caps so that he would catch on, that I caught him in his trying to change the word. So, all right. And I've been getting a lot of new subscribers. So welcome, Kennedy Harris. Okay, here we have white supremacist Mormon, Hugh White Knight. Hugh, colors, Hue is white. I don't think a white is a hue, but anyway. And then he calls himself a knight. Oh, yay. Huh. So you're going to enforce it with the sword? Okay. We need to lock this guy up forever. He's been banned from my channel, so he will never see this video. And so, yeah. No one said anything about supremacy. White is my extended family. Their well-being comes first above others. Yeah, white supremacy. It's white supremacy, dude. That's why you're banned. Alright. And then here, Jay McGlynn, and I think I banned him too. Trump is the last Trump. The only president to hold regular prayer in the White House. The only president to attend a Right to Life rally. The only president with enough balls to move the... And I have to go to it to see what else he says. Or I can go to my Gmail and see it. But yeah, he was banned also. Guys, Russia, you familiar with Russia? You know, the ones who obtained the Cambridge Analytica information that they got from Facebook, and then Russia funneled a whole bunch of money into advertisements on Facebook and have gotten you guys quoting and chanting with your tiki torches all of the Russian propaganda against Hillary Clinton and pro-Trump. Remember that? You know, the 2016 election, and it's still going on. YouTube still has Russian trolls. I've been catching some of them. But this Jay McGlynn is exposing that he too is still not getting it, that the Russians are doing information propaganda attacks on us. Cyber attacks. This is a well-known tactic from the art of war. You don't immediately go in and fight with force. There are different ways, better ways, to destroy a nation. And one of those is misinformation. Sneaking in to the nation, infiltrating them with agents, spies, and then throwing out disinformation. And you don't do it by saying Russia is great, we should trust Russia. No, not at first. No, at first you say, hey, we need to ban guns. Hey, you know, we need to discriminate against certain people and call them a threat. That's the disinformation that works. And so you get the nation fighting against each other on issues. Which issue is right and which is wrong. You form parties, communism, to attack each other. And you get the nation to fight itself first. Then when they're fighting each other and they're worn out from fighting each other, then you come in for the kill. Guess what's happening to us? Okay, then we have Brawny Philosopher. And so he's a philosopher. He claims to be a philosopher. And so I called him on it. And he's now banned from my channel as well. Because he's not a philosopher. He's fake. He thinks he's smart. But he does not understand any of the philosophical thoughts that have been written about. Even Plato, the older ones. So, yeah, this guy's a fake. If you're going to call yourself a philosopher, you better know your philosophy, because I'll rip you to shreds. All right. Thank you, Brittany Royer. She gives support. RLC. Read the Bible. It is a true. It is a true. I'm sure she messed up, or he messed up, and that A is not supposed to be there. And then they put a heart. So this is the reverse psychology that Christians try to pull on people. The real Jesus will reveal himself, you. Again, missing. So come on, guys, if you're going to use your cell phone to text, make sure you edit it before you send. The real Jesus will reveal himself. He did to me. Oh, so Jesus saw you. You've seen the real resurrected flesh Jesus. And so yes, I replied by merely posting the 2 videos to ex and non-Mormons about what to do to Mormons who claim that they know Jesus Christ is true. So I haven't heard back from her, him, or whoever RLC is. Okay, so yeah, come on, guys. This is communication. YouTube is for communication. If you are going on with a channel, even if you don't make videos of your own, don't hide behind a nickname. You know, Orchid Good. And so, you know, she's friendly to me, but still, be honest with who you are. Don't hide behind a nickname or other things, or a picture of a puppy dog or your kids or something. Be honest. Let us know who you are. You are communicating, not your kids, not your puppy, not some other symbol like a sword from Hugh White Knight. You know, because that concerns me. You are not a production company. You are a real person. Be honest with us and with yourself. Let us know who you are. That's why I'm Travis Wayne Goodsell. Alright. Okay. Oh, here comes another abusive person. Clyde Ledford. And what a twisted dumbass. Yeah, ask. So yeah, he's been banned. You can't be abusive, Mormons. That doesn't work for argument. You know, Trump does it as a defense mechanism, not as a confounding mechanism. And people don't get that. He's a bully, just like Clyde is a bully. And so if you come on and call me names, just because, rather than discussing the video, you said, and you put the quote, or did I hear correctly that you said this? Then I can discuss it with you. I may have to go back and listen to the video myself. And they're hours long, so that's going to be frustrating for me to do, but I'll do it if you have a serious question, if you have a serious discussion. But as you can tell, if you go to all my videos on the channel, you're not going to win any discussion to try to convince me to come back to church. It ain't going to happen. So be warned, these videos are specifically designed to get Mormons out of Mormonism. That's my warning voice to you, as like Samuel the Lamanite in the Book of Mormon. And here's the stones you guys are throwing at me. You're doing exactly what the Book of Mormon warned you not to do. And you're doing it. Alright. And then a whole bunch of Hugh White Knights. Alright. Okay. Here's a guy who's using Arabic script. I'm not particularly sure of the dialect. And that's his name. I'm hoping. But again, I don't know. I don't know Arabic. And I wanted to do my patriarchal blessing concerning language with it. So, anyway, he says, just keep bullying. Now, this was on my video that quoted Trump. Trump, not me. This is not me speaking. This is Trump. Don't put me with Trump. I did not comment here. I did put in transitional, the title and stuff, but you know, here he's saying just just keep bullying. And so I was confused by that. I'm aware that other dialects, when trying to use English, there's missing words and missing concepts in what they say because of the translation difficulties. And so I had to ask him or her what they were implying, because if they're telling me to just keep bullying, you're missing the point. I'm not bullying, I'm standing up against a bully. Trump, he's the bully. So yeah, so I'm concerned that if they're actually saying keep up the bullying, woo, yeah, that's also concerning, because you know, Arabs know specifically, Muslims, Islam, you guys know that Trump is your enemy, right? He did the Muslim ban, which he then changed the wording because the courts said, no, you can't call it a Muslim ban. You have to call it something else. Then you can ban Muslims. And so he called it something else, and the court said, oh, okay, that's fine now. So Trump is not your friend, people. So this guy, I'm confused at what he's trying to say. He's never replied. All right. Now, Linda Smith. Here's a rock thrower, an arrow slinger. You sound demented and uneducated on the LDS faith. Huh? First of all, ad hominem can't do it. It doesn't work for an argument. You lose if you throw in an ad hominem. So demented and uneducated, ad hominems, and here's why. On the LDS faith. Linda, are you unaware that I was born and raised Mormon? I'm almost 50 now. And so, yeah, she has no idea what she's talking about. And I don't even think she's Mormon, because I think she's a Christian apologist for Mormons, which is strange, but nevertheless, you know, come on, Linda. All right. And then John Piper, he thinks he's being clever. Are you not also abusing by deleting freedom of speech? So he's trying to claim, oh, you're deleting people from your videos, and you're banning people. That's denying freedom of speech. No. That's the Russian propaganda that has infiltrated our nation to divide us on freedom of speech. Where some people say, hey, abuse and hatred is also freedom of speech. And people who are victims of the hate speech are saying, no, we don't like this hate speech. You can't say that to us. You can't bully us. You can't troll us. What does the Constitution say? Oh, it says nothing about hate speech. Yes, it does. The theme of the Constitution is protecting rights to life, liberty, property. So, in a court of law, guess what? You can't lie. But is it just for a court of law? No. It's for accusations. So there is no freedom of speech for false accusations. If you make a false accusation, guess what? I have my First Amendment right to petition for a redress of grievances. But you, as the defendant, have a right to counsel. So if I am abusing the court system and petitioning for redress of grievances wrongly, so that you, as the defendant, are actually the victim, you have counsel to stand your ground and say, no, I am the victim of abuse. It's a false accusation against me. The charges need to be dropped. Constitution, people. We are not free to hate speech, because that takes away other people's life, liberty, and property. Look what Trump's doing. Children have died at the border because of his hate speech. The guy who thought, I'm going to help Trump fight against his enemies, and sent all the pipe bombs to all of the Democrat opposers of Trump. Pipe bombs. Trump is a criminal. We need to be locking him away for life. He tweets hatred. He speaks hatred at rallies and at his meetings. It cannot be allowed to exist. Hate speech is not freedom speech. But we're not going to burn books either. We need to teach people that such speech is hate, and it needs to stop. All right. And then here we have Brad Johnson. When I talked about the Nelson as a missionary, not a CEO, he thinks he was smart and clever and said, wow, you have converted me. I no longer believe. Thank you so much. Sarcastically, LOL. Hate speech, Brad. Gotta stop. You are not arguing for a specific disagreement with a premises that I had in my argument. You're just using hate. Alright. And then Andrew Craner. He is a pain in the butt. He is pure Trumpian, because he distracts with an argument irrelevant to what the discussion is. So yeah, he's been banned. And then Iconical. Again, come on, people. Don't hide who you are. This video has more votes than up. All I have to say is XD. So he's using the argumentum ad populum fallacy. He's arguing for the popular position. So because the video and my other video had more negatives or thumbs down than this one did, but he's still trying to use that, saying, hey, there's more people that don't like your video, therefore you're in the wrong, Travis. That's not how it works. That argument doesn't hold. All the Mormons in the world can put a thumbs down on my video. That does not take away from the truth I'm telling in the video. Popular vote does not change truth. Popular vote, democracy. Oh man. Oh no, never mind. We're good. Okay. Alright, and there's Clyde Ledford again. He went on several videos. So yeah, he became a new subscriber. And so he turned. So that's bizarre. Alright. Okay. Truth seeker seeking truth. He's good. Though again, come on, guy. Who are you? I don't think that's your company name. Theater guy 1. Yep. Do you or have you ever worked for the National Enquirer? He's calling my communication with you as tabloid videos. See, this is the Russian propaganda. Do you understand, guys? Social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, they all want to be media, not communications. HughesNet, Gen TV, or internet, that's advertised on the TV during the commercials. Listen to what she lists that you can do with your internet from HughesNet. Connect with your friends is the closest she will get to calling the internet a communications medium. But notice that she says connect with your friends on social media. That's communication. And the reason why is the old FCC thing with net neutrality. You know, Ajit Pai, who overturned net neutrality, that's why. He was bribed by the internet companies. He worked for the internet companies to specifically do away with net neutrality, so that internet no longer is communication. It now becomes a media presentation, so that we then have to pay money for internet use rather than similar to a phone service. But notice phones are going towards being media. Use your phone to watch the internet. Watch the internet. See what they're doing to us? This is a financial manipulation, and that's what he has fallen prey to, Theater Guy 1. My videos are not media presentations from a company generating money. This is me communicating with you. This is a widespread group phone call. I can't remember what they used to call them when they finally invented the technology to have more than one person on the phone line. But that's what this is. And unfortunately, YouTube doesn't have all the necessary features to have back and forth communication in real time. They have people that can comment during a live performance, but that's not the same. So, yeah, come on, people. So, okay. Yeah, and Justin, I take it you don't pay tithing? Catch on to what I'm doing, Justin. You're years too late. If you don't know what I'm saying by that, you got to go back to the 80s commercial of Levi's. The woman drives up in her truck, gets out, yells to the guy on the front porch at the big house off in the distance, "Travis, you're years too late." So yeah, I was picked on at school because of that commercial, but I love Levi's 505s. Those are the only Levi's I get. So when Armageddon finally cracks down and Trump declares martial law, I hope Levi's will still be in business. It's from a Jew who was a tailor, thus Levi's. But yeah, it's the best quality jeans. Better than Wrangler, better than whatever others there are out there. All right, here's JM. He's a Frenchman because he sent me an email to communicate with him over Gmail so that we can have a back and forth conversation. That was fine, but then he talks in his comments in a manner in which I'm not inclined to communicate with you any further. You're being abusive. So, yeah. And so he wants to argue my position, but when I said, hey, no, look at my other videos first, and then go to my website and you can connect with me that way. But go to my other videos first and he wouldn't do that. So, okay, if you're not willing to learn about your opponent. Okay, so yeah, Gabo's been a good friend. Sean Maxwell, I don't think he replied. Okay, Grandpa J, are you sure you're still a Mormon? Again, guys, you got to know the context. Don't comment on one video. I've got hundreds of videos now. Learn about me first. Okay. And then here, Samuel the Lamanite. This was his channel, and he calls himself Samuel the Lamanite. So I'm sure his name is probably Samuel, and he's a Lamanite in the sense that he's of south of American border. And I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming that that's what he's referring to. I haven't seen his other videos. So when I go onto his site and I make a comment, I need to have that consideration in mind and be respectful to that. Because if I'm going to comment and attack him, I better have all of his videos understood. But I don't do that. And so, yeah, but on his video, when I commented, a woman named Theresa attacked me and called me a hater and all this stuff. And so Samuel finally responded when I replied to her saying, hey, why are you spewing hatred on me? I'm trying to help this guy. And so he comes and says, I'm sorry, I didn't see her comment. And so, yeah, so Samuel and I are back to being cordial friends again. But Theresa is the rock thrower, the Mormon rock thrower. All right, that's one of the eras where separation started to grow. Yeah, Joseph Vega, yeah, unbelievable. He's not Mormon. He was promoting a Eastern Orthodoxy on my channel. Don't do that, guys. That's wrong. Don't promote your stuff on my channel. I saw it on Facebook. People would post about sunglasses on my channel. Very annoying. So, yeah, he comes on, tries to promote Eastern Orthodoxy. And so I tell him about, hey, there's other orthodoxies and all this stuff, and then he argues. He has been he's been misinformed in his own religious beliefs. Again, that's the Russian propaganda. That's what enemies do to any and all organizations. They infiltrate, they put in misinformation. The Mormon Church has been infiltrated by the enemy, and misinformation has been slipped into the Mormon Church. I recognized it as a child, as I was writing in notes on the sacrament flyer, all the questions, because the person at the pulpit says this particular doctrine, and I go, hey, wait a minute, the scriptures say this though, or the apostles just gave a talk in conference on this as a doctrine instead. So I was knowledgeable as a kid, recognizing the misinformation that was being passed within the church way back in the 70s and 80s. So Mormons recognize that, and there have been misinformation by the enemy into the Mormon Church. That's what I'm helping you to realize. Then tell Nelson to quit changing the prophet's religion. You know, jump rope. Who are you? But anyway, people realize I don't have the ability to communicate with the prophets. I can't tell them to stop. So understand that. And then she put in here, divorced twice, Marie Osmond. And so I thought, I responded saying, oh, The Mormon myths have been telling me she's been divorced 8 times and she's now back with her first husband again. So again, misinformation is widespread, not just on doctrine. All right, Brad again. Yeah, and Random Muse, he's somewhat on my side, but he's not quite getting it. And then a guy from Brazil, Bencaio Familia Brazil, Sud SC LDS, with a heart in between Sud and SC. So is that Southern Carolina? South Carolina? I don't know. Marcelo Santos. And that's what I went on to talk about in my video about my patriarchal blessing, is because I took French rather than Spanish. And there's a discussion on why I chose French over Spanish when I wanted to take German over in Corona High. So, yeah. And so I don't think anybody's understanding the little subtlety that I did with my previous video with the 2 crowns of Egypt on the thumbnail. I don't think you guys caught on to that. All right, and then Joseph Vega. All right, okay, and Camelot Daily, and he was trying to promote his religion, but he came out and said, "I'm not LDS, but I've followed Jesus Christ in the Holy Bible." So that's fine. You can tell me that. I'm not going to ridicule you for that. But if you're going to try to tell me that your religion is what I need to follow, then you're going to have to expect me to counter in an argument form. So you better be prepared with whatever religion you're from. Teresa Graham. Yeah, this is her. Teresa Graham. You give off such feelings. Remember I did the video on feelings, nothing more than Mormon feelings. Of darkness. I honestly feel sorry for you. Oh. You should question who you are serving and take care of that. It is hurting you rather than serving you. Again, she completely misunderstood my comment to Samuel the Lamanite. I was not abusing Samuel the Lamanite on his channel. And so yeah, I had to reply to Theresa in a different way than I replied to the haters on my YouTube channel, because I can't delete her comments. I can't ban her from Samuel the Lamanite's site. So I have to use a different tactic to argue against her, because I can't just let it go, because then people think, oh, I'm right because he didn't respond. And that's further abuse, and it's stupid logic, but you know, like Proverbs says, if people publicly rebuke you, rebuke them back in public. All right, and then Ekaterina. Clearly, theology is not a specialty here. So I had to reply to her. Okay, Diane Brady is a fan. And yeah, here's Ekaterina again. Again, Ekaterina is not Mormon. Oh, wait a minute. No, she's the Eastern Orthodox. So what was this other guy promoting then? Man, okay. So I gotta make sure I get things right when I talk about them. All right, Liana Rodriguez. This guy is crazy. This was on my thumbnail with the nuke on books. So yes, Nelson has taken away Sunday school. Nelson took it away. And she's saying, I'm crazy. She comes onto my site to tell me that my video is crazy, that I'm crazy, not my video. She says this guy is crazy. That's an ad hominem. You can't do that. She's not presenting her argument. She's just giving a conclusion. I have nothing to respond to, you know, other than her conclusion must therefore be faulty because there are no premises that lead to it. So if you guys think you're being clever by putting a conclusion and not premises that lead to a conclusion, and that you think you've confounded me by your conclusion alone, sorry, you've automatically lost. Okay. Alright, and here's Adam Vance. He commented, but I can't find his comment. And he was saying, Travis, active LDS here. I was concerned about this as well when I read from the Salt Lake Tribune and changes had been made. A good brother from my ward and I had a deep discussion, and YouTube cuts it off. So yeah, I can go to my website or my Gmail and bring it up. But yeah, why did you delete it, Adam? I would have wanted to respond and had a discussion with you. All right, Alan Stout, again, had to be deleted, had to be banned. This guy is in love with himself. Well, of course I love myself. Everybody should love themselves. Don't you love yourself, Alan? Are you a hater of yourself also? Such condescension. Huh, really? I'm talking about Nelson. What Nelson did as a change. And he's accusing me of being condescending. Any good points made is lost. It's supposed to be are lost in his annoying giggles. So again, he's throwing out a conclusion, and it's a quite accusatory, but he doesn't give the premises to justify his conclusion. Give the premises, guys, so that I can say and fact check you. No, you've misunderstood this premise right here. You use God when I was referring to Nelson. You know, with the older man that I was referring to earlier. So, yeah, Alan, you had to be banned because you're not arguing properly. You're being abusive. You're throwing rocks. You're shooting arrows. And then, welcome Living Our Best Life. I have no idea who you are, but welcome. They subscribed. And then, welcome Bin Ren. And welcome Damaris Fish. And so obviously I'm not going to go through all of them because I've got tons of them. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea. And here's Harold Jussie, or Jousey. Just more BS from the Mormon haters. Just can't leave it alone, can ya? He's calling me a Mormon hater. Harold, you're not paying attention. And so, I had to call him out. And El Stevo Mac, she gets it. Or is El Stevo a man? Can't tell, there's no picture, just an E. And that's fine. If you don't have the technology to put a picture on your thing, I can understand. It took me a while to figure out that I could do a picture. But if you're going to put somebody else's name, that's where I have the problem. Or if you're going to put a title of a business, as we assume, or your favorite thing, or something that would give us a clue as to who the real you inside is. You know, I can understand why you're doing it, but I don't know you if I don't know your name. Your name is who you are. The other things are extra and above. And this is a communications tool. So Is it Orchid Child, for example? Yeah, I can understand orchids and a child of orchids. I can understand that that's some kind of internal personality that you cling to. So I can understand that, but I don't know who you are. I don't know your name. And welcome, Greg Melvin. And then Daniel Campbell, interesting vid. Okay, yes, Cindy Dempsey. Sounds like he's just likes to hear himself talk. This was on my video about the church being taken into apostasy by Nelson with all the myriad of changes he's doing to the church. And here she goes. Sounds like. She has no solid facts to present. She's going by feelings. Nothing more than Mormon feelings. Can't do that, Mormons. That doesn't make for a good argument. You have to have facts, premises leading to a conclusion. And you guys clearly don't know how to do that, apparently. So, yeah, this is rock throwing. This is arrow shooting, just like the Nephites did to Samuel the Lamanite. Okay. And here's Mixed War. Who are you? He says, I agree with most of what you say. However, I don't agree that Trump is acting or trying to be King Trump. So, Mixed War, he doesn't get it. I'm talking about the church. But for him to throw in the Russian propaganda, the misinformation that's been spread throughout America, I don't have tolerance for that. So yeah, he can claim to be my friend, but then throw in Russian propaganda? No. You're not going to fool me, guys. I don't take kind to flattery. Here's a Jay Jenkins throwing out Ezekiel 23:20, so I had to respond with other scriptures that trump that. And then here's a missionary. He calls himself Elder Broomhead. I don't know who you are, Elder Broomhead, or if you are an actual missionary in the mission field right now, which is why you're using Elder Broomhead, because all missionaries have to use Elder in their communications. So he's saying, stay in the boat, stay in the boat. And then he goes on somebody else's channel where I comment and then makes a comment there to me. He replies saying, oh, the mission is so hard. It's just so frustrating with all the other Baptist Presbyterians. They're just ripping us to shreds. And so I'm reaching out to him on that other channel and saying, Elder, are you having a hard time on your mission? I can help you so that you can defend against Christians, but at the same time recognize that the Mormon church you're in is also wrong. But haven't heard back from them. And here's Bonnie, again, Bonnie Robinson. You're throwing rocks, you're shooting arrows, because you're giving only a conclusion, not the premises that lead to your conclusion. Your tone is condescending. Stop it. So I told her to stop it and quit being abusive. I will not stand for abuse by the church or Mormons. Don't try turning it on me when I'm defending myself. All right. Okay, and then Chris Young had to be banned because he wasn't able to discuss. Oh, hold on. Okay, so I probably need to end because, yeah, so. But yeah, Chris Young had to be banned because he doesn't get it. He couldn't have a discussion. He wasn't arguing my premises, he was arguing my conclusions. And so when I'd argue his premises, he'd then argue my conclusions rather than my premises. And he wasn't capable of discussion. And so then he goes and says, Travis, your response proves my point. No, it didn't. It proved my point of what you are saying. So he just doesn't understand. He's not getting it. And so I don't want people coming on here just saying whatever they want, because you're not free to speak whatever you want. Hatred is not allowed. Abuse is not allowed. Ignorance is not allowed. You will not misinform people on my channel. So yes, when people come on here and say, yeah, Joseph Smith was wrong, Mormon Church is evil. Okay, Mormon Church is evil, but be careful about Joseph Smith. Focus on Brigham Young. And I will call ex-Mormons and non-Mormons out on this, as I have been. Focus on the right person, not on other distractions that the church is lying about. Okay, so I think we'll end it here. So otherwise, I can go on and on about all the Mormons who are Nephites, throwing stones and shooting arrows at a modern day Samuel the Lamanite. So stop it, Mormons. You can't do it. You know, the Book of Mormon tells you not to do it. You don't argue in that way. You don't defend the church in that way. You don't defend the church by apologizing for it, by attacking me. That doesn't work. That just makes the church look worse, not better. And so that's why you aren't going to win, because I know the truth. I have a real testimony, because I did the research. I found the truth. You guys are going off of feelings, nothing more than Mormon feelings. And you will always be wrong if you trust feelings over the truth.